Alliances that held since the end of World War II? Gone. All the traditional assumptions about who's on whose side? Gone. But you know, every crisis is an opportunity. Like the man said, chaos is a ladder.
Fire over here! Bring it down!
Ooh, boys and girls, I am very excited to say I do believe Battlefield 6 is bringing Battlefield back to what it's supposed to be, and also it looks like it may be moving the goalposts for large shooters in general. This is the GameTHOTS, thoughts, humble opinions, trolls, strategy. We just watched the multiplayer reveal event. Got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. First off, I just want to start out by saying I personally loved the old hardcore modes that were dedicated on the servers when we did Battlefield Premium on Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 back in the day. Those were my favorite versions of Battlefield. They did announce that they will have an even bigger portal mode. You'll see some footage of that later on in the video. And I do appreciate that. There will be hardcore rule sets, but I don't think that that should be the only way that we get hardcore. I like my headshots to count. I like my rockets to count more. It just feels like a more realistic experience. That being said, everything has been built from the ground up this time for this Battlefield. As we all know, the Battlefield Labs program has had players working on it with them for a very long time now. That's going to continue. Beta is coming out on the 9th of August. Open for everybody. There will be some early access period for people that have been in Battlefield Labs, and of course for the streamers and all that. Just to get the worries and the things I didn't like out of the way, the last thing I will say is I like everything I'm seeing on this game. I did see a little bit of gameplay as well. Straight gameplay, not this like chopped up stuff you're seeing here. Looks very good, but I'm worried with the Warzone community dying and a lot of the attitudes and the way that streamers are nowadays ruining the flavor of Battlefield if they come over and the Warzone audience comes over and tries to make that flavor on this game. That being said, I think a lot of them will get crushed, so it won't really matter. I just don't want to see just the shenanigans that happen on those kind of games come over to Battlefield. Anyway, let's get into the positives, because really I'm not super worried about that. It just occurred to me whenever I was thinking about the state of shooters, especially on console. And then everyone is view hungry. Everyone needs something new. And I really feel like this is going to be it. As much as me, myself, I make content as well. Definitely not a trend follower. I miss realism in shooters. I miss how Battlefield was class-based. We got all the classes back. We got the military style back. We're getting a full campaign. Everything about this looks right, except for the few things I mentioned before. Can't believe I'm saying that, especially about an EA product. Now, I don't think they're going to get the 100 million players they're thinking they're going to, unless they're thinking they're going to have 100 million players overall, and they're going to keep on adding content. We're going to get 9 maps at launch. They're going to add more. Operation Firestorm from the old Battlefield is getting remade. That's going to be one of our maps to start with. Getting some from a Battle Royale mode from one of the teams in there. They're going to be doing Battlefield Labs on that. It's very interesting. Let's see. As far as the class system, my 2 things that are standing out for me that are my absolute favorites are, one goes back to the destruction thing. You can pick a sledgehammer and knock the floor out from under people if you're the assault class. There's more destruction on the inside and the outside than ever before. And the other thing is, the sniper class, we have our C4. We can laser designate targets. And we have a drone. So none of the things are taken away, and we have all of the different attachments and different types of stuff that we would want. Because, you know, with some of the battlefields, it's like they would give us one thing, take away another. Oh, we can't laser designate anymore, but now you can have your beacon. This one, now you have C4, but you can't do this. Absolutely ecstatic. I usually play Recon and Engineer, so very, very happy about that. We got a bunch of infantry modes, every mode that you want from a Battlefield game's in here. We got Rush, we got Conquest, we got Breakthrough, we got TDM, we got Domination. There's a new Escalation mode that they're talking about. It's a new one. That'll be fun to try out. So glad we have pure Battlefield classes, and I'm hoping that I hope they have some of the classic weapon systems, but I'm also hoping they bring, and I know they will, they'll bring in some of the newer age, SBRs and rifles that we need the iconic rifles, but then also we need the things that are being used now. Because the things we think about in gaming at this point, all these weapons, if you're a gun guy, a lot of the ones we think of, they're classics for a reason now. They're 20 and 30 and 40 years old. So it'll be very interesting to see where they go with the weapon front. But I'm absolutely ecstatic about the class system. 9 maps at launch is pretty awesome. Having one classic one and other classic ones coming back is great. I think Operation Firestorm was the right map to choose. The concept they have going for the single-player campaign is awesome. We got a bunch of people left NATO. So America and their forces that are left are going against all of these other countries that have hired a PMC with very deep pockets, called Pax Armada is what they're saying. That sounds awesome. We got a map in New York City. We got our classic stuff. We got full-scale warfare. We got infantry combat. We got Battlefield Portal, for better or worse. I gotta honestly say, like I was mentioning, the fact that there's no dedicated hardcore, and the fact that the Call of Duty player base really is leaving in droves has me a little bit worried for this one. But EA has a lot riding on it, and I know that they are betting the world on it. And I actually, for my part, I respect what they did with Battlefield 2042. They turned it around and turned it into a good game, even though it wasn't a true Battlefield experience. If they can do that and turn it around and make it fun like they did, they really seem like this one is the one that they put all their passion into. And they got every studio they have on board with it. I say go for it. We definitely won't know fully until we play and get our hands on. I will be all over the beta. Gonna have shorts. Gonna stream it some. Definitely do another video. What do you think about Battlefield 6? Are you jumping in? Or do you think it sucks? Let me know. This has been the GameTHOTS.